Hello, we're the Bitches with Beards, and we love discussing all things culture.
On this podcast, we chat our top 3 cultural moments of the week.
It's our Cultural Threeway. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Max. We saw you from across the bar.
And we really like your vibe.
Cheers.
Cheers, but we'll get used to it eventually.
Yes, we will. I have to start with a little bit of an apology to Mama D.
Oh. What did you do to Mama D?
What we did.
Oh, what did we do?
So Mama reached out. Mama's on a From the Petals to Support podcast. It's taking a bit of a hiatus at the moment as Mama's going through and dealing with some changes in the family situation.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we'll be back soon. But Mama reached out and said how much she liked the new format. We're liking hearing that from people. Then Mama said she had to Google what Lucky Pierre meant.
Oh, jeez.
So apologies, Mama. If you were slightly shocked by the lingo, yet again, we're not going to tell anyone what it means.
No.
It's up for you to do the Googling.
Google it, Sandra.
Google it. Sandra. Daniel.
Yes.
How was the week that it's a sheet of ice out there? Sheet or shit of ice?
Both and would accurately describe it. We now have ice concrete everywhere here in DC.
Are they calling it
Snowcrete?
Snowcrete is the official name of the storm.
Yes. Today was the first day I left my apartment since Saturday.
Yes.
Literally.
I
didn't go into the office at all.
Yeah, because Saturday we went out. I went to the cinema and then we did a party, but we stayed very local. And then Sunday we woke up. It wasn't as impressive as everyone said. It was just the fact it froze.
It was a little bit impressive in the fact that I cleared off my steps to my apartment 4 times on Sunday and still woke up Monday morning to a sheet that was all the way down it.
Yeah.
So it was impressive with the amount, but it was just like, oh, it could have been a lot worse had it been snow.
Could have been a lot worse. Yeah, we could walk on top of it by Monday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The dog struggled. We took him out. The hubs got up with me Sunday morning to take the dog out. We thought it'd be cute because and also he's just like a little bear, so we thought it'd be cute. He within a couple of feet was just, even if like 2 jackets on, he just his little joints couldn't take it, and he was struggling on the balance and he was struggling with the pain, so he got carried a little bit. He's a very efficient pooper, which
thank goodness for that.
I mean, that sounds gross, but if you're a dog owner,
it's a big thing.
You will know what that means because he goes out, does his business, and he's done. But we then, the hubs had a lot of work, so we just hid away on Sunday.
Yeah, I read.
But it was quite, like, by the time I woke up, and we're up early, it was already sleeting. It had already stopped snowing and was sleeting.
Yeah, and it was just, you heard the disgusting little ice the entire day.
It was
yeah, it was just against the windows like the entire day because it just sleeted for the entire for a good at least 14 hours.
But I know I read a lot Saturday, and I know work's been busy. I'm still going between 2-3 different roles at the moment. So, but I feel that there was. I don't understand this whole DC mentality of, oh my God, we're snowed in, let's go to a bar. I'm like, bitch, you can't do the both together.
No.
And I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I stuck in. I had work to do for the hubs, needed some help with some stuff. I had some other work on Sunday because I do my contracting. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here and be focused.
Yeah. There was a few people that were reaching out to me online, and they're like, oh my gosh, my cabin fever is setting in. And I'm like, I don't have that. I'm like, I'm doing my job. I'm reading.
On Sunday,
but like all throughout the week, they were like, my cabin fever was really bad this week. And I'm like, what?
Do you know who I blame for? Do you know who I blame for cabin fever?
Who?
The Muppets.
Fair. Yes.
Yeah.
With the Muppet Treasure Island.
It's that song.
Yeah. I was just like, no, absolutely not. It is not cabin fever. Do not give me that shit.
Well, anyway, Daniel, with all this interest you're getting from men, shall we start our foreplay?
Yes, we should start the foreplay. This is the portion where we talk about what was culture for us this week.
And what was culture for you, Daniel?
For me this week, oh my gosh, I dream about this. I got up Saturday morning, 7 a.m., and I roasted a chicken.
Yes, you did look just fine.
It was one of the best chickens I've ever roasted. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to do with this chicken? I'm going to pull the meat off of it and put this carcass into some water, and I made broth 2 hours low and slow. And then I took that carcass out, put the chicken meat back in, and I made chicken noodle soup. And it was so
It did look good.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, that was my major food of the week, was my roasted chicken noodle soup from scratch. God, it was so good. But I'm going to say this, by Tuesday, I had had enough of it.
Yeah. You got to take a break.
That is the problem with it. My book of the week was one that you got me for Christmas.
Yay.
Maurice by E.M. Foster. So good.
It is. It's more of a novella, isn't it? Like the cute. It's a bit short and sweet.
It's a very nice novella. Queer storyline. Was actually a good ending to it. Like,
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think I'm going to go try and watch the movie this weekend.
It's
with Hugh Grant.
Oh no, my favourites in it. Rupert Graves.
Oh, I love
Lestrade.
Rupert Graves.
He plays Scudder.
Yes.
And he's peak Rupert Graves.
Oh.
Rupert Graves is one of the most genuinely handsome men on the planet.
At any age.
There isn't a Minneapolis police officer.
At any age, that man is attractive. Oh my God, so attractive. And now my next little bit, my next little culture for the week, and I'm going to apologize, listeners, is that I don't want this to be a podcast to where one person will recommend something one week and then someone else follows up with it and says, oh my gosh, it was so good. But we are going to do that right now. I watched Riot Women on Saturday.
Yes.
I had seen the previews and thought, oh, this is going to be, interesting. And then I start watching the first episode, and the first 2 minutes, and I was like, whoa.
It's dark.
This is dark. I was like, Max said it was dark, and I was like, whoa. Now, that being said, it was good, but it was dark. I was like, oh my gosh.
How many episodes do you get into it?
I watched the entire bit that's been released.
Is it 3?
So 3 episodes.
Yeah, I think they're coming out another next it's 6 in total.
Yeah, I think the next 3 are at the end of February, I think. But anyways, I do highly recommend Riot Women. Like, it is good, but dark, listeners. Very dark.
Yeah.
How about you? What was culture for you this week?
Well, for TV, Wonder Man. It's the new one on Disney. It's a Marvel. So Ben Kingsley's in it. He's reprising his role from Shang-Chi and from Iron Man 3. It's excellent. It's about a film. They're making the film of a character called called Wonder Man, and the main actor up for it has superpowers, and it's hard to describe, but I highly recommend it. It's very meta, but the career they're giving to Ben Kingsley's role is a real role, and they mentioned the actor was in Coronation Street. Well, actually, he was in real life, and ITV found the clip and released it and said, yeah, no, it was true, he was there. And I'm like, yeah, good for them. For music, the Arcade Fire album, it's, I think, their best. I think it's just consistently, it's so strong. And especially got the song End of Empire parts 1 to 3, which has the very good line in it. I highly recommend. Finally, movie of the week, The Testament of Anne Lee, about the development of the Shaker Quaker movement as it came to the United States.
How was it?
Stunning,
this is what I want to say.
Stunning. And it's a musical. It's not a musical, but they do elevated spirit. The music in it is elevated.
Spiritualism,
Yeah. So even though the music is within the context of the movie, the versions they do are elevated by modern standards. So they've taken it. So it's still very traditional, but they've elevated to make it more of a performance.
They're not going to be singing Lady Gaga in that style, but it would be like a song that would have been sung during that time. But
bigger. It's just a bit big, but I was really quite blown away by it. Yeah, legitimately, I highly recommend.
If I do venture out this weekend, maybe I'll go find that.
Yeah, I don't think it's on. Yeah,
it's not at Landmark, is it?
No.
Ugh, okay, then maybe not.
So that was culture for us. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
So we asked the question, who's your top, who's your bottom, and who's your lucky Pierre?
You go first, Daniel, because you're the prettiest.
Well, age before beauty.
There's a line in Sister Act the Musical.
Pride before destruction.
Yeah, was it death before dishonor?
Yeah, death before dishonor. All right, so my bottom of the week. And it's not really a bad bottom of the week, we'll put it this way, but it is a bit of a Bad Bunny. So Duolingo has launched a Bad Bunny 101 Super Bowl ad, and prior to this weekend's Super Bowl game. It reminds viewers that Spanish is the second most spoken language, and Duo is dressed as a singer and encouraging the 5 million daily users to get on and learn about Bad Bunny. So we do like this. There's been a lot of backlash about Bad Bunny performing, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
My top of the week, and really timing is key for this, is that this week, on the heels of her news from last week and a number one single, Victoria Beckham has been named an Officer of the Order of the Arts and Letters by the French Minister of Culture. She is now, in her own right, a knight.
So can she use that though?
Yes.
Because if you're not in, because so like Steven Spielberg is knighted, but he cannot be Sir Stephen because he's not British.
Right.
But he has the level of a knight.
Yes. The French are not like that.
Yeah.
The French are not like that. Anyways, she was knighted for her contributions to fashion. It was not because she was a Spice Girl, listeners. So, and rightfully so. Her works are absolutely stunning. We do love them.
I have to just pause out with Victoria Beckham. Is actually, I heard an interesting, when this all came out, and they said an interesting interview about it. They're talking about it, and they're saying, like, that people think that she just left the Spice Girls and became a designer. And she did. But they said, when you look at it, it took her decades to get actually taken seriously in the industry. And they said, you can't, everyone thinks she just got it easy. She really
she's
didn't.
worked for it.
Yeah.
She's put in the time and work. All right. And now it is time for my Lucky Pierre, which I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit of a conversation. We'll see.
Yes, hopefully. You've got another 7 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. Yes. So this week, Netflix has announced the premiere of a new documentary on, drumroll please, America's Next Top Model.
I saw the trailer.
I think we all saw that trailer. The television show started in 2003 and apparently is ongoing with 24 seasons or cycles of contestants. It's one of those where they were doing for a few years where they would have a spring season and a fall season.
Yes, I believe they do. They call that cycles.
Yes, so those were the cycles, and now it's more of a seasons to where it's a one-off.
Yeah, because Survivor does 2 a year, doesn't it?
Yeah, so they do cycle. Anyways. And America's Next Top Model is very it's groundbreaking in that it was sort of the forerunner of Drag Race, in that there's been a lot of links between the two. However, I would say one has a lot more heart than the other one. But if you saw the trailer this week, you saw some of the clips.
Yeah.
That they were referencing that were about some of the low points of America's Next Top Model. The body dysmorphia, the ethnicity challenge where they switched ethnicities with contestants. There were surgeries that were done to contestants. There's a lot of body shaming in some of the earlier cycles seasons at the very beginning. And there was a lot of controversy at that time.
Yeah.
And there is a very poignant moment in the clip where Tyra Banks looks at the camera and she says, "I pushed it too far, but the audience demanded it." It's one of these that she's not quite taking responsibility for what was said. And I realize that they're, clipping this and putting it together out of context. So anyways, I will say that I was aware of America's Next Top Model, 2007, 2012 timeframe when I was in undergrad. It was like the time that I really connected with it.
Yeah, that's when I was working at Exposure, and my workmate Flo was really into it, and so she would talk about a lot of it.
Right, and the thing is, I was aware of the controversies at that time.
Yeah,
and I was already saying, "Ooh, I don't know that we should be doing this." This is also the time whenever Tyra Banks had her talk show, and she put on the fat suit, and she walked around as a fat person.
That. Do you remember the one where she pretended she had rabies?
Yes. I mean, it is a very toxic, problematic moment. And so here we are, we're reflecting on the show, and it has, like I said, broken ground for, shows like Drag Race. The thing is, it sort of sounds like it's trying to be an apology.
Yeah.
But do you think it is a little bit too much too late? That's one of my first questions for this.
The too little too late or too much, I think it's a tough one, because people want an apology when it happens and it's too late for that. Like, and a true apology is change.
Yes.
So the show is still going, but this is is how much change they're willing to make by it. And then, you know, it's like there's the term, you know, plus size model, and you know, and like, well, you know, would it, if they then decided to go against the body dysmorphia allegations and say, well, no, we've got plus size models now, is using the term plus size just feeding into the same culture, because you're differentiating skinny and
right
and normal size. I don't know what the correct terminology is, so I refer to it larger because you know, it's everyone's different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm, you know, a child of the 80s, so I remember the 90s, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, and that was with the real heroin chic, you know.
Yeah.
And shows like
you weren't K-Moss.
And shows like, I mean, Chronic Girl, and shows like Ab Fab, you know, fed into that a little bit as well. There was the jokes about it, and I think that, you know, it depends what it's going to be like, because not. I mean, what's interesting is Tyra's part of this, and it's very rare actually that the guilty party is usually participates.
Yeah, and she is front and center in this, at least for who knows, but yeah.
But I hope, you know, if they, you know, you say, she says, well, the audience demanded it. Well, that's great, but hopefully it's followed with a statement going, so naturally we went there. The audience wanted it. We gave them what we wanted. We should have been the change. And that could be what the statement is next.
Right. And we don't know, because it is taken out of context to drive up viewers.
Yeah.
You know.
And I would also be surprised, like, Tyra is not going to do this, you know, for all her faux pas. She's still got a good team. She about turns very quickly. She's not stupid.
Yes.
She knows when it's done and moves on. So so the question now for you, Daniel, if this is your culture, is do you think this is going to be a cultural moment?
I think it has the potential to be a cultural moment, but I think, as you say, if there is no change, if it is all discussion and there is no action, then I think it's, you know, then you're seeking attention for this. Yeah. And, you know, we talked about this on the previous podcast. She is, you know, venturing out into business aspects such as the ice cream type situation. Is she trying to drum up her brand name for that and not actually do anything to make something happen? I you know, it's one of these, it's a touch and go situation, but it was one of these, I was just so shocked whenever I saw this. I was like, and are you actually going to do something? Like, that was my gut reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going, because I know, like, so you had Nara DeMarco, who, you know, is a man living with, you know, he's got hearing impairment. Yeah, but it's also a hidden disability. You know, it's not. It's, and you've got, like, the fact he's a fucking good-looking man. Oh, you know, by very traditional standards, he's a very, very handsome man. So, somebody could say, well, he's being a winner. That's inclusion. I'm like, no, you want to see limb difference. Yeah. But it's very hard, because you're going into, it's entirely based on looks. Right? And obviously the personality has to shine through. Yeah. But Tyra is right. The audience demanded it. You know, if you're gonna have a show that's based on looks, this is kind of it. It's very hard to So if you're gonna take away that model look, you've got to work out what we're looking for. Right. Do you think it can work, or do you think we just have to accept that this is a toxic part of the society?
I think it's just a toxic part, maybe, truly, at this point. So, yeah, we'll see. But I will say this: I do think that there are other shows that have been around for maybe not as long, but they're a contestant-based show. Yeah. And they don't have the controversy around it, and I do like them because they don't have that. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking of, like, the bake-offs and the woodworking challenges and the gardening
and
challenge.
The Great Pottery Throwdown.
Yeah.
Which had a really thick vet on it, though.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's the contestants versus the product versus the contestants versus everyone else. So, I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. And how about you?
Well, that fits very nicely. For multiple reasons.
Yes.
We should begin with my bottom of the week.
Yes. What was your bottom of the week?
Melania, the documentary. Now, we don't usually, as you know, anyone from Bitches of Beards who came over with us, I think it's probably most of you guys, knew that we don't like talking politics.
No.
The interesting thing in Melania, the documentary, is that it's completely bombing at the box office. I don't know what it's like, because apparently, you know, it's the reviews. Actually, I haven't read a terrible outright review. They just say it's not interesting and she's not the engaging person that she thinks she is. It isn't helped that Brett Ratner, who was accused of multiple sexual assaults and settled out of court for him, directed it. Why she picked him, I mean, it's apparently she picked him.
Choices.
There's a lot, single figure ticket sales in the United Kingdom. Over here, it's just no one is interested. But my big thing about it is, and then obviously is the bottom for multiple reasons of the week for saying bottom.
Yeah.
Is that I don't know what they thought was going to happen with a documentary.
Oh, I have no clue. Either.
There was a period of time where documentary blew up. There are some amazing documentaries out there, but I see every Oscar movie, and I find it hard to find the documentaries. They rarely come even close to available on the streaming services sometimes. Documentaries do not make money. They are not big money makers. That is just because there is no mass appeal.
They're a pet project.
Bowling for Columbine was a huge one. That was fantastic. That took word of mouth. And then Super Size Me, a great documentary. Morgan Spurlock's got some interesting now. But, that's because it was such a unique concept. I don't know what they thought was going to happen with this documentary. They thought I think even Michelle Obama would struggle to get for the money spent on it. Yeah. Not happening.
And here's the thing. First ladies have done documentaries before as a primetime event.
Jackie Kennedy.
Jackie Kennedy.
She was one of the first, wasn't she?
Jackie Kennedy was the first, followed by at least 3 by Lady Bird Johnson. They did it as a primetime television event because they didn't go to theaters because they knew it was not going to reach that. It reaches a wider audience.
It's a vanity project, and it's coming back to bite them. My top of the week, talking about people that do deserve vanity projects, the lovely Nigella Lawson is going to be joining Bake Off. We were going to talk about this last week. We'd heard rumours. I was quite surprised, actually. Nigella's quite the brand. I thought they were going to go for someone that's known within catering circles. Like Mary Berry was known, Prue was known, but they didn't have that. They kind of, no one when it started Bake Off had been that like mainstream.
Yes, and Nigella is very much she's been a part of the lexicon for.
I wonder how much she's getting paid.
Oh well,
but she seems very excited to do it. I think she's going to be a fantastic host. I think judge. She's not the host, but I'm very excited to see her. I'm going to miss Prue. I think Prue brings a little bit of old school dignity.
Yeah.
Baking's quite camp and. It really peaked in the 70s of certain things, and over here you had it like the aspic and all that stuff. And Prue has an old-fashioned sensibility that comes through, so you're going to see a different energy. Perhaps that's what they wanted to do, is like give it a younger feel. But like was it the little ladies in waiting biscuits or something they call them? I'm like, no one makes them anymore. Like,
no one makes those at all.
But also Nigella's not young.
She's not, but the interview that you sent, or the clip that you sent me, wherever she said, Paul is going to be more technical, but she is going to be in there for the pleasure. Yeah. She gets pleasure from eating. And I'm like, I actually want to see that, because she's not going to lie if the cake is disgusting. Like, you're going to know. Oh, your jaw dropped?
How old Nigella Lawson is?
60-something?
66.
Oh, I knew it was 60-something.
She's only like 5 years younger than my mother.
Well,
my mother's gorgeous, but Nigella is Jesus Christ. Anyway,
she is Jesus Christ.
I feel a bit odd saying my lucky Pierre of the week because it's the biggest news, but it's not very lucky. Today we had news that the great Catherine O'Hara died at 71.
Yes, it was a shock.
A shock. Though I've noticed that all the photos of her they've put up, she's looking distinctly skinnier.
Yes.
And I don't know whether or not they like to do that to start the conversation.
Oh, as to why it was causing it? Maybe.
It was very much a shock. She was only recently just in the award-winning TV show, The Studio, as Patty. So The Studio is about Seth Rogen's character is made head of a studio. And she was the one that was upset to get him in there. And she plays the role of sort of his mentor stroke enjoying her life back as a producer now that she can actually get credit for what is going on. I mean, Catherine O'Hara, fuck.
I know. Moira Rose.
But also Kate McAllister.
Yes.
Which I know that the trouble with Catherine O'Hara a little bit is that she was someone that aged. There was a jump in age for her a little bit.
Yeah, she was there, then she went away, and she came back, and
Especially, and I think because there was 80s mainstream, so you're talking Kate McAllister. Also, she was Winona's stepmom in Beetlejuice. And amazing in Beetlejuice. She was really good in that. And then she came back as Christopher Guest.
Yes.
And she was very back to her comedy roots.
Very much back
because
to
she
her
was she was sketch comedy, wasn't she? Canada,
mainstream. Yeah, she was essentially the Canadian equivalent to SNL.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of the show, but yeah,
did that, and then then did Christopher Guest, and then obviously that was when she was partnered heavily with Eugene Levy. She was partnered with him in both Best in Show and The Mighty Winds.
I was gonna say in A Mighty Wind,
which she's got. That was because they had the kiss, wasn't it? Will they or will they not do the kiss?
Yeah. I might go home and watch that tonight, actually.
Has he? I can't even say what the final line is because it's got a really fucking amazing final line.
Yeah,
and it cracks me up every time.
Listeners, go watch it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's just, I can't believe it. It's just such a point of culture at the moment. And she kind of came back as Moira Rose.
Yes.
Which is her iconic character. She's always going to be Kate McAllister, but her iconic Moira Rose and just the delivery. Why are you looking like a disgruntled pelican?
David, stop your pettifogging.
Those words she would drop in, she decided she was going to be a lot more, much more of a lady than she needed to be. So she was discovering stupid words.
Here's a $5 word whenever 10-cent one will do.
And it was brilliant, but I'm just generally, the world is a sadder place for it.
Yes. I mean, she always brings me happiness whenever I see her in something. Like
an
she's
asymmetric bob.
That too. But I mean, she just always has the way of like the quirk, but also the heart that comes out at the same time. Like she could do both. Like Maura was quirky, but had so much heart at the same time. And you just wanted to just be her friend and just be with her. Like,
I mean, she was Sally as well in A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which people forget because of obvious reasons. Like she was just, I'm sad because I think she still had. I mean, she's great in the studio, but it's not her.
I feel like she had more to give.
She had at least one more big role.
Yeah,
like to take on. I mean, Schitt's Creek came out of nowhere, and
we love it.
I really hate it when people go, "Don't watch the first season." That's like, no, the first season's still excellent. It's still a lot better than most. Yes, when you go back, they're still trying to find it. So when you watch Will and Grace, Karen doesn't have the voice until about the 5th or 6th episode. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
But no, I was really quite shocked. What I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be plenty of people coming forward with lovely messages. Pedro Pascal's already come forward. I mean, Eugene Levy's lost his comedy partner. Yeah,
because she was it for so many of the roles.
It just feels like with that and then Diane Keaton last year, it's just quite a lot very quickly. And you're like, okay, but these were greats, and these people, we
grew up on them.
The McAllisters are an appalling family, and she literally traps her son in an attic and forgets about him.
Right.
But we still root for her, And she has these amazing moments, and she was Macaulay Culkin has come forward, and he's just because they were still very close. She kept an eye on him during all his troubles, and she became a surrogate mum to him, and he's like, I just can't believe it.
My heart aches.
And with that, Daniel, should we move on to the end of the show?
We should.
What do you think is going to be culture next week?
Snowcrete's still going to be culture next week. If it doesn't melt, I think the people are going to rise up against the mayor because I think we're already there.
We are pissed. I would say Super Bowl was next week, but it's not. It's the week after if we record on Friday. So it's going to be actually the coming then. I think just DC coming back to life again, but it's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been hard to move. It literally has been hard to move about.
Literally. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Max.
And thank you for being our third this week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
A big thank you to everyone for tuning in to Daniel Max's Cultural Threeway and for giving us a listen.
Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review, and follow us on the socials.
You can find us under Bearded Bitch Pod or Bitches with Beards. Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else.
We'll be here next week, unless we're cancelled.